Hey, what's going on, guys? So, as of this recording, I have been married 6 years. Thank God. So, I would say overall, my marriage is going pretty well. Yeah, we have our ups and downs, just like everyone else does. But overall, I would say we're doing pretty good. What I like to do is every year reflect on a few things that I can do better on. So, here are two of those things for me. Some of you might be thinking, why are you only concentrating on yourself, right? Isn't your spouse doing something wrong as well? What about trying to get them to do better? Or they might think that I'm maybe a doormat. All I'm thinking about is what are the things that I'm doing wrong in the marriage. Well, obviously nobody's perfect. At the same time, I can't change my spouse. All I can do is change me. So I think it would be more productive for me to concentrate on the things that I can do to improve my marriage than to worry about so much what my spouse is doing. Yeah, if she's doing something that I dislike, I say something, but my main efforts in terms of trying to change someone should be on myself. So, point number one that I need to work on, and this is the main thing that I've been struggling with since we've been married. When my wife is speaking, shut up. That's the main thing I need to work on. Whenever we're having an argument, I have this tendency to not truly listen to what she's saying. I have a tendency to try and speak over her and try and prove what she's saying wrong. The issue with that is obviously if she doesn't feel heard, she's clearly not going to listen to my opinion, and really nothing's going to get solved. And I remember we were having an argument some time ago, and I kept cutting her off and stuff, and she was just like, "Why don't you just be quiet and listen?" When she said it like that, I just kind of paused within myself and I said, you're right. This whole entire argument, I've spoken and spoken, and then when it's time for her to speak, I don't let her speak. And so that's the main thing I need to work on is whenever she's speaking, just stop and pause, because trying to convince her of my point of view by talking over her and not letting her express her point of view, it gets us nowhere. So that's the main thing I need to work on. The second thing is, and I've seen this with a lot of people as well, fight what I call ANT, automatic negative thinking. So the enemy likes to come into our minds and push us to these extreme negative views about our spouse, such that eventually we start to say things like, well, they're doing that because they don't care about me. She's doing that because she's doing it on purpose to be spiteful, because she wants to hurt my feelings, and so on. And I have to really fight against this tendency. There was one time, it was actually very embarrassing for me, that we were in the evening one time, and I even forgot exactly what we were arguing about, but she did something to make me upset, and I was just upset the entire night. I had all these negative feelings. I'm thinking she doesn't care about me and all this other kind of stuff. And then, I came home at night and I was just like being cold and distant and stuff. And, obviously she was angry because she didn't know what was going on. And then in the morning, she talked to me like, "Hey, what was going on last night?" And I said, "Well, you did this. And she said, "I did that because of 1, 2, 3. I said, "Well, you did this other thing too. You did this other thing too." And she's like, "Well, I did that because of 1, 2, and 3. And I had created this entire negative, scenario in my head. This entire I created all these negative reasons about her actions. I had assumed malicious intent about her actions. That's what I mean to say. When in fact, she had perfectly good reasons for all of the actions that she took that night. So that was very embarrassing for me. And I made the commitment that day that I would fight against automatic negative thinking. I always want to think to myself, why would a rational person do this? Why would she do this? She's not trying to hurt my feelings. She loves me and I love her. She is not trying to make my life miserable. She's trying to do the best she can. Why would she act like in this way? And when I ask myself that question and then think of some reasons why, and then I approach her, I'm approaching her in a more calm manner, as an inquisitor, as someone who's curious, not someone who wants to accuse my spouse of doing something negative. So in the 6th year of marriage, those are the things that I realized that I need to work on. When my wife is speaking, shut up and fight against ANT, automatic negative thinking. Talk to you guys later. Assalamu alaikum.